Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, hi everybody. This is Jennifer O'Neill, and I am your Hawaii Psychic. Today's show, I wanted to address things on people's health. I've had a few issues that have come up over the last few weeks that I felt like really needed to be addressed with people's health and questions that they've had about it. So I wanted to do a show that talked a little bit more about what type of effect that you have on your own health. If you're having, health issues, different things to look for and that sort of thing. So there's some energy stuff. There's some energy stuff that I also wanted to discuss. At the beginning of the show, I want to go one direction, and then we'll go a different direction after this. Recently, somebody had told me a story about a friend of theirs that had went to see a psychic reader, and for anybody out there who doesn't know where I stand on this type of thing, I think it's very important to have referrals and that sort of thing when you see a psychic reader, but also there's no reason to read really negatively. Long story short, because there's always, especially if you can give somebody a solution, because our job is to give you guidance and to tell you things that we see that may not be working so well, and to guide you in a direction that's better for your health, that's better for your happiness. Our job is to guide you in that way, and in order to, it's not to just tell you, oh my gosh, there's going to be this catastrophic event that's going to happen to you in 5 years or whatever, and okay, see you later. And so anyways, in this one instance, there was a woman or a girl that had been read, and by this psychic reader, they had told her that her husband in 5 years down the road was going to have cancer and potentially die. And, that is a horrible thing that, in my eyes, it's completely irresponsible to tell somebody something like that. The woman left really upset. She didn't give her any reasons of potentially why that you could, that this cancer might be coming about. She didn't give her any ideas of any support system to go look for. She did say have him checked. But in my eyes, that's too much of a scary thing. It's 5 years down the road. The power of suggestion is huge. And that's why I wanted to bring that up, is because if somebody tells you something like that in the metaphysical world or the spiritual world or whatever, you need to understand that you have so much control over your own health, that the power of suggestion is so big, it's crazy. So if this woman went home and told her husband, which she ended up doing as far as I know, somebody had mentioned that she did go home and do that, this person, whether they believe in psychic readers or not, because psychic readers, doctors, all these different people tend to have a lot of weight with their clients. They tend to hold, their words mean a lot to their clients. So their clients believe in them so heavily that, in my experience, they really can give them the power of suggestion, and that can cause issues, health issues. It can cause, you think about it, you remember it, it can cause you, by literally law of attraction, it can cause these things to come into your existence. Not necessarily that they were right, but there's actually been studies shown that you can cause these things to happen, as you can cause yourself to get well. There's a lot of, the studies are done a lot on power of suggestion with somebody holding so much weight in their doctor or a pill or whatever of that nature that they actually heal themselves without even being treated. I had heard a story about surgeries in a class that I had taken. Anyways, they had done compiled some data together with people that needed knee surgeries, and one group of people had the knee surgeries and the other group of people had the incision so that they thought they had knee surgeries. Long story short, they all recovered at the same rate, and part of them didn't even have the knee surgery, and that was a physical problem they could document with x-rays and that sort of thing, and they could document the healing process and that sort of thing as well. So they documented both halves of the patients, and they ended up seeing that they both healed at the same rate, although the one didn't even have the surgeries. But they thought they had. They thought that they had had the surgeries, so that caused their body to heal it, in the same manner of the people that did have the surgeries. Now, that should give you an idea of the power of suggestion, but the power of suggestion can also work in the same manner if you tell somebody that they're going to be sick or that this is going to happen to them and that they need to be checked and that sort of thing. Now, the husband may not even have anything to do with, the psychic or believe in that sort of thing, but in the back of his mind, if he is susceptible in any shape or form, for the next 5 years, he's going to have a little bit of fear in his subconscious that possibly, what if she's right? What if I'm getting older and things happen and, now his maybe friend got diagnosed with cancer or maybe now this happened. And so it's a really big situation of the power of influence. And you really need to be careful when somebody tells you something like that. I feel like it actually is irresponsible. It's not irresponsible in the fact that you should always get tested for the things that you fear maybe are happening genetically to your family, things that maybe you have signs or symptoms of and that sort of thing. But if you're taking a healthy human being, and still if you want to get tested, great, but if something like that comes about with a reader or, there's no signs of anything happening and they're just saying that there's a catastrophic health event that's going to happen to you, first of all, go see another reader because unless they're giving you some type of thing where, your job is causing you a lot of stress, and this is what I'm talking about as an energy worker. Maybe they say your job is causing you a lot of stress and you have tension in your chest area, and if you have a lot of tension and you continue to do that, you may end up having issues in the chest area. So you're going to want to relieve that stress before it causes you some major health issues. That's one way of reading somebody, which is actually helpful because you're giving them where you're seeing the problem is, you're giving them where you're seeing the physical issues as a result of that, and you're giving them a solution and empowering them. You never, ever, ever want to feel disempowered or a victim to anything that a reader says. And if you do, that's a problem. Go see another reader. Don't go back to that reader because your response, that's what gives psychics a bad name, energy workers a bad name, and that sort of thing. I have a couple of callers on the line, but I want to address one other thing before I get on to the regular health stuff, and that was I had a message or an email about somebody who, someone in their family was trying to find work, and they had seen somebody around them had told them that the reason that they haven't been able to find work was because that they were surrounded with negative energy. That I don't mean to laugh, but are you kidding me? That is terrible. It is ridiculous. Are you kidding me? If we want to go who's surrounded by negative energy, you're probably surrounded by it by people that you run into the grocery store, whatever, all the time, all the live long day, every day. It never, ever, it doesn't affect you. It's not like a curse. There are no curses that keep you from getting a job. The only thing that probably will keep you from getting a job if you're looking is reservations that you have about working. Are you depressed? Are you having, there's a lot of other issues that you are actually manifesting the problem with you not getting the job. So it's going to be something along the lines that you're causing yourself. And don't ever, ever, ever give your power away to anybody who says, well, this is the problem. And don't make your problem somebody else's problem. If you can't get a job, it's not because of some mysterious outward circumstance. It's not because of that. I mean, a lot of people did lose their jobs because of the economy. But, don't try to say it's not, it's because, of somebody at that store or some type of negative energy or curse or God, who even knows what it is. That's just the blame game is what that is. So, no, negative energy is not going to affect you. I mean, it will affect you if it's your own negative energy and you go into every situation thinking, well, I'm not going to get this job anyway, so I don't even know why I'm here. Yes, then in that instance, negative energy will affect you. If you're the creator of the negative energy and you put that out into life and put that out into where you're going and put that out into your health, absolutely it's going to affect you in every way, shape, or form. It's going to cause you to have, issues all over the place. But negative energy around you as in, it's just around where you're at, around your physical being, that's hysterical. It doesn't happen. Don't pay anybody to remove negative energy from around you. You definitely will have to change your own perspective if it's coming from within. and never ever pay anybody to remove negative energy. That's just a joke. So we have a couple of callers, and then we're going to get to some other regular health issues, but I want to address these callers first. We have an area code 908. Aloha.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello, this is James. You talked to me, I think you talked to me last week. What can I ask you, like the question about health, I guess?
Just whatever you want to ask, just shoot.
Okay, well, see, I have a question. I have I have these two friends, and I was wondering, my friend Scott, can I trust him?
I mean, to an extent. I mean, Scott's a little wishy-washy. So, yes, in some instances you can trust him a lot, and in others that he doesn't feel like is real important anyways, then he's going to be a little wishy-washy.
Because I have this one thing here. He has these two friends, this couple that I used to hang out with, and they haven't hung out with me like in a year or two. And you know how some people have intuition?
Mhm.
I felt that he said I was thinking about it, and I felt that he said something to them about me.
Okay, well, let me get to the core of this because I do have another caller. If he did say something to them that did cause them not to talk to you, just address the problem head on. Don't sit there and worry about what your friend's doing or whatever, because people do that on a daily basis. They talk about each other behind their back. He may have said something that may have caused them this. People do that all the time. Instead of sitting there and wondering about it and worrying about it, go to those other friends and just say, hey, I'm just wondering, was something said or what happened here? We haven't talked in a while. I just want to make sure the air is clean, and just get it off your plate. You know,
yeah, you're right.
And don't worry about it anymore. But take your power back and don't become a victim to whatever this Scott is doing, and just decide, hey, if they don't want to be friends with me, they don't want to be friends with me. I don't have time for this. I'm a big boy, and I have things to do in life. So, you know,
yeah, you're right.
Go ahead and just be friends, okay? All right, you have a good day.
Okay, you too.
Okay, we have another caller here. Area code 561.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Are you just talking about health, or can somebody ask a question?
Go ahead. We'll take one more call, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about some health stuff. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I have a situation with my. I just want to see about the energy around as far as work for myself. I wanted to see what you felt, where something might come up for me.
As far as you're not working, is that correct?
Right, I haven't been working for a while.
Okay. Actually, you need to shift your perspective. I feel that you're really down and depressed, and when you're down and depressed and you're looking for work, that's really not going to bring any work into your way. In your way. So I feel your energy and your what you're putting out to the universe is, you know what, this isn't working. Everything is kind of, excuse me, but this kind of sucks right now. I've been looking for a long time. It just feels like nothing is happening, and I just feel you being really down and really just fed up and tired of the whole entire thing. You need to just take more control and just go, you know what, that's the past. It's 2011. I'm going to move forward, and I'm done with this crap, and I'm going to see if these universal law things work, because obviously it was working for me in the past because I didn't get a job. So let's work on, you know what, wouldn't it be cool if I got a job soon, like the economy's turning around, even if it was a part-time job or whatever, wouldn't it feels so good to go to work every day and have a place to be and have something to do and have something important. going on, it's filling my time. God, that would feel so good. And start going into that. Start going into how much you would enjoy going to work. Not that the whole finding work is a big drag and it's been a pain and nothing's ever happening from it. Because the more that you go out and look for work in that way, the more that nothing's ever going to happen from it. So you may want to go check out my book. I know that you're not working, but if you get a birthday coming up or something, it's only like $11.95, and that's that Soul DNA book. And there's a lot of stuff on career and health and changing your perspective and universal laws and that sort of thing that might help you. But my long story short, to sum this up, in order to find work, it feels like you're prolonging it because of what you're thinking before you go out and find it. So if it continues to happen that way, you're probably not going to be bringing in anything until probably June. If you start changing your thought process and going, you know what, and look where you would like to look. Look in the areas that you enjoy, if it's customer service, if it's working at a movie theater, whatever. Don't put any jobs out of your mind and say, well, I can't look there. Look at some places that you would love to work and call them and ask them if they're hiring, because I kid you not, you will hit at least one of them that is hiring. And when you do that, you'll be kind of surprised, and then you'll be like, well, that's weird. They didn't advertise it. Well, that's kind of a sign. And then you're going to go in with a more positive attitude. If you do that, I feel that you will get a job February or March. But you need to renew your energy and your attitude about, you know what, I can find something. I'm qualified. I know the economy's turning around, and something's going to be out there for me. And just start looking where you didn't think that there was work. Look in the areas that you really enjoy. Don't look in the areas that are just on the paper, because I feel like you're also looking in the wrong direction. Okay? All right. Hello? Can you hear me? All right. I don't know what happened there, but she's gone. So we're going to address a little bit more about the health, and then I have a couple more callers. So one of the other things that I noticed about health, and I work when I work with people's energy and when I work with people with health, I work with people that have genetic issues, and then also that just have terminal stuff, and then just have flus and colds and that sort of thing. And one of the things that I notice is that when people get sick, whether it be from a major illness, and some major illnesses you write into your life path, but you can cause yourself more pain, more different issues with major illnesses by just manifesting them, or you can heal yourself. So when you're dealing with things where you're, getting sick, even if it's colds, flus, major things and things of that nature, you're really dealing with issues that are going on in your own life. And for me, when you have health issues, it's a sign that you're struggling against where you should go, where you should be in life. You're not having any fun in life. For instance, you could be struggling, if you're having throat issues, you can be struggling with maybe arguing with somebody that you're with in your life. If you're having knee issues, it can be, standing on your own 2 feet. And that's kind of cliche when you think about it, but that's really a true thing. If you're starting to have physical health issues, always, always, always go see your doctor. That's very, very important. You should address those with your physician. And they address the symptoms of whatever you have, and that they're amazing people, and you should always do that. But you want to resolve what is causing you the issue, first of all, because even if you have the symptoms addressed and the cold goes away and the flu goes away and all those things go away, it will eventually come back if you don't address it. For a long time when I was younger, I would get heart palpitations, and they're very scary to have because, your heart's jumping around and you kind of need that to run your body. So when I was younger, it totally flipped me out because it felt like somebody would hit me in the chest really hard. And I'd go to the doctors, the cardiologists, and all that, and they were like, "Well, you're just going to live with it. You're just gonna have it forever. So it's not really causing you any major problems," which was weird to me because when you get jolted by your heart, that feels like a major problem to me. But anyways, what I began to notice as I got older was when I would be under a tremendous amount of stress for a very, very long time, and it would be something that was tugging with my heart issues, like where I felt bad about talking to somebody about something, or that they were really upsetting me, because I tend to hold a lot of energy in my heart area. And so if I were under stress for a long period of time, I don't tend to, and I see that most people don't usually get the symptoms right away, but like 2 months down the road, I'll begin to get the heart palpitations back. That happens still to this day. So if I have heart palpitations, I'll have to go, and I'll have to look back a couple months and go realize what issues that I was handling at that point in time and readdress them in a better manner at the current moment, so that in the future I don't create the heart palpitations anymore. And then it's also a sign for me realizing I was under a lot more stress the months prior than I actually realized, because that's another thing is stress will develop into health issues. So that's really, really important, but you want to address those issues. And one thing before I get to a couple of these callers, I find it very interesting. People have such a huge effect on their own health. But I find it very interesting that if your children, it was one of my quotes on Facebook, and please be a Facebook friend if you're not already. It's Jennifer O'Neill. You can also go to my Jennifer O. Psychic.com website, and there's a Facebook link on there, and you can hear other Blog Talk shows. But I find it very interesting if, for anybody that has children, if you have children and they are consistently on a daily basis being grumpy, being argumentative, being just cranky and sad and just negative about life and everything. If you had a child like that consistently, you would be really upset and worried about what this child was creating for not just their future, but for their everyday life. You would think that they're so negative and they're having such a bad outlook that they're not going to be able to cope. As a child, let alone as an adult, you're going to think, this is going to cause them problems with their health and their happiness as they get older, or even now it's going to cause them issues, and you'd want to get it fixed. You'd want them to go to the psychotherapist possibly. You'd want them to go to the doctor. You would want to get it fixed because you would see this little thing that you love really causing themselves so many issues. Well, the funny thing about that is I see adults walking around this every day. You guys all know them, I'm sure. If it's not you, it's a cousin, it's a brother, it's a sister, it's a mother, it's a father, it's a friend, it's somebody who calls you all the time. You know people like this, and people walk around like this all the time on a daily basis as adults, and they're causing themselves problems with their health. They're causing themselves problems with their their money, with just life in general and how their life is flowing. They're just causing them all kinds of problems. No wonder their life is, feels terrible to them, and no wonder things happen to them all the time. It's amazing to me, and yet nobody even sits there. They don't sit there and think, well, maybe that's a problem. That is a problem. Your own negative outlook will affect your health in a major way. Your own going against what you love to do will affect your health in a major way. If you don't counterbalance it with things that you enjoy doing, if you're going to your job and you don't really love it, but on the weekends and, maybe you like hunting or fishing your husband or whatever, or maybe you like shopping or planning trips with girlfriends, if you counterbalance it with stuff that brings you joy in life, with a lot of joy in life, not just like once a month type of thing, but every weekend, every few days you're counterbalancing it with things you love to do, it's going to help counterbalance your health and in your life. And what that does, and before I take these callers, is your body is meant to heal itself. It actually has the ability and knows how to heal itself if you're in balance. If you are not in balance, if you cannot find the balance, you'll be sicker longer, you'll develop other issues, and your body can't figure out how to naturally heal itself. And it can naturally heal itself from anything. That's why you hear the miracles, where people are healed of cancers and all kinds of different things. When you become imbalanced, when you're really just feeling like you're just going forward in this major, wonderful path that you're just loving life, when you're feeling just joy and love all the time, or as much as you possibly can, because let's face it, it's not going to be all the time. But when you're doing that, your body has an energy of vibration that will naturally just heal things. So if you're not healing and if you're having health issues, you're out of balance, and you really need to find that balance again. You need to find that joy and that perspective. Again, Anybody who's having these issues, you should really check out my Soul DNA book. It has a lot of stuff about how to become back in balance, and it is on Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com, so please go check that out. I'm getting huge, great feedback on that. And I have another caller here. Oh, and one more thing. I have a few callers. One more thing, too, is I do still have some mini readings open, $25, for 10 minutes on the 25th. So if just a few left. So if you're wanting to get that done, that's a really great rate. Email me, Jennifer@jenniferopsychic.com, and my assistant will answer back. So we have another caller here. Let's see if we can. It looks like it's taking a minute, guys, this Blog Talk thing. 646 area code. Aloha.
Aloha, Jennifer. Hi. My question kind of fits into everything you're talking about. I'm working a job that I'm relatively or pretty unhappy at and standing up, and I feel that it has impacted my health a bit, and I do things that are fun. It's not where I really want to be. It's not part of my career path, but it is money coming in, and I have to be grateful for that. But just wondering what you see about changes or any suggestions that you could give me. And do you feel maybe...
Yeah.
Sorry, you talk. Well, do you feel maybe I'm kind of stuck there because I'm not really going after what I really want to do hard and fast enough?
I don't feel like you're stuck there. I feel like you're only stuck there until you get the confidence to go out, because I actually feel like because of your presence, the way that you interview and stuff, people are drawn to you. Actually, they really enjoy your personality. And so I feel that somebody would hire you fairly quickly when you just line up with, this is what I'd like you to do. You are getting some health issues from the job, but you're getting some health issues from the job not because of the job itself, although you may think that and kind of think that because it kind of makes sense, but you're getting it because you know, and you said this in the sentence, so I love this call, you know that it's not really something you really want to do, and you're not really super happy there, but you're staying there because the money's good and it's consistent. Now, that's amazing that you recognize that. That's so
not
wonderful.
Even good. But I'm sorry to interrupt. It's not even good, but it's more like of survival issues.
Right. Well, no, of course it is. With most people, it is. With most people, that's how they live, right? So what I'd like, but it does, when you go against something that you're not loving being there, you're not loving the environment, you'd rather have a job where you're kind of sitting more because you're standing or something, right?
Yeah.
In a lot of your job, because I feel like that's causing you, some issues. You would feel much better if you were sitting more. You would like a job where you could sit more of the day. When you, that is because of those things, because you're kind of going against what you want. Let's put it this way: what you want is a job that's a little less hard on your body, or like it's something that you can relax a little bit more. Because it seems like, I don't know if you're like on a line of some kind, but it seems like you're very much doing tedious over and over type of work. So it feels like you would much more like a job that you could sit. You would much more like a job where it was a little bit more relaxing, and you would much more like a job where you could really enjoy people a little bit more and sort of laugh and socialize, whatever, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But that would support you. And wouldn't it be cool if the job that you found that was like that even made you a little bit more money? And then you looked back on this other job and you were just like, what the heck was I thinking? I did all that stuff and I made less money than I do here. So those are the things that you would like to have. Now, the things that you do have is none of those things. You're standing up. You're doing some tedious work. It feels like you're not getting, the social stuff to where you're just laughing or enjoying things. You're not getting the interaction. It's just consistently over and over the same type of repetitive thing. So those are the things you are getting. Now, what you want is over here and what you are getting is over here, that causes the health issues. That is a very good example of what starts to wear on your health and makes it harder. And then what happens is in the future it'll make it harder for you to go to work because you're having the health issues. So universally, that's trying to pull you out of that work with health issues because you don't really want to be there. So what I'd like to see you do is of course, you love the job. I mean, be grateful for the job. It's wonderful that you have it. Great, amazing, great. Okay, now start looking for something that you would enjoy and apply for those on the side. And apply for those with deciding what you would really love, what would feel good with your body, what would feel good with just going to work, and apply at those places. Even if you don't think they're hiring, like the last caller, call and apply, because most jobs, the best jobs I ever had, I didn't even know they were hiring. They didn't advertise. I just called there, and they were like, oh, yeah, turns out we just happen to be hiring somebody. And I'd be like, you've got to be kidding me. I can't believe that people don't do this all the time. So just do that, because I feel like something would fall into your lap really quickly if you did that, and you would almost be shocked.
That'd be great. That's wonderful. One other addendum to this is that what I really want to do is be in the arts and to sing and perform. And I guess I have a couple of issues still with getting out 100% with that.
Well, do it, because you would have a blast. So that gives another dynamic to what you may want to be looking for. On the other job that you're looking for, maybe try doing it one night a week at a club or somewhere where you can interact, or a theater or anywhere, one night a week. Start with that. Start contacting those places, because I feel like if you do it a little bit at a time, you're going to be shocked. And when I say people are drawn to you, they're drawn to you for a reason, and they're drawn to you in that type of environment. So that's really fits what you're meant to do. So just do it, baby steps, and you're going to be like, wow, this is really amazing. And an opportunity will come, and an opportunity will come. But start doing that, because you can do that and still keep your stability of this job and not freak yourself out completely. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's your balance, and that will lead to something that will lead to something else. So go ahead and try it.
So,
you're going to do well.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Mahalo.
Okay. Mahalo. We've had a couple of good calls today. We have another area code 818. Aloha.
Aloha, Jennifer. Thank you. This is Diane. And
how are you?
I am doing great. I really am. I know this might sound like a silly question, but I wonder if we get a hit on it. I'm in California, so it doesn't rain a lot, but it does rain. And I possibly
you guys have been getting a lot of rain not very long ago, like us.
Exactly, and because of it, it caused a little leak in my ceiling in a spot in my house. And to replace the roof, I got a quote, and it's kind of a big ticket, and I'm wondering if I could. Do you think I should do it right now, or should I hold off? I don't know. That's my question. I'm wondering, what your thought is.
I feel that you need another quote, because that guy's too high. So get a few more quotes, and you'll probably do it within about a month and a half.
So you think I should go forward with it? Okay, got it.
But not with this person. I feel that you need to and put it off a little bit, because I feel like it needs to be put off a little bit till you find the right guy with a decent quote. I feel like this person's kind of throwing some high numbers out there, and they feel like they're worth it, and I'm sure they do quality work, but I feel like you can get a better quote.
Yeah. Okay. I really appreciate that. And
all right.
You're a doll, and I love your show. Goodbye.
Thank you. All right. Aloha. Well, it's so nice to hear wonderful things about yourself. It's very funny, isn't it? Again, I want to, I know I've told you guys this, but if you're not my Facebook friend, I have the Jennifer O'Neill site. Also, I have my Soul DNA page that's on Facebook, so any of you that are on Facebook, join that. And if you want to contact me for readings or any of that, it's jennifer@jenniferopsychic.com, and you can check out my Jennifer O Psychic website. We have area code 561. Aloha.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I was resonating with what you said about the jobs making you sick. My last job literally made me sick. It wasn't my patient.
Okay.
It was her son. He was awful.
Very mean.
But that job ended, And I was wondering, do you see me going back out in the workforce doing what I like?
Okay, a couple different things I want to talk about with this phone call is, first of all, really great job for noticing that there was a person that, or the job that you were doing was making you not like it so much that you were causing yourself health issues. And anybody that does that, I think, pat yourself on the back, because it's really great when you realize what the cause of your health issues are, because then you can fix it and then your health gets better. So good job for that, okay? And secondly, what is it that you want? Because I'm feeling you're really heavy. I feel like you're surrounded in medical field, and I know you did say patient, but that seems to be a real, have you been in like the medical?
I do private duty home care with the elderly. I'm drawn towards them.
And pardon me?
I said I'm drawn towards that.
Yes. I'm just seeing you being in the healthcare industry really heavily. So that's why. But you seem to be in that in the past, anyways. So it just seems healthcare is where that you're gonna stay, and it feels like that there's a switch. Are you currently? What's happening with your job situation right now?
Well, the client, she went out of state. Are you
currently not working as much, or not working
I'm not
to the level you want to?
I'm not working at all.
It feels like there's a dip. Yeah, it feels like there's a dip in your work. And I feel like that you can get some other jobs, coming up here or there, but it feels like this around July or August, which now don't freak out. I don't mean you don't work till July or August necessarily, but it feels like you get into a, I guess I want to say kind of a corporate, or maybe not a corporate, but it feels like a big place where you're working with a lot of patients that would be older. So I don't know if it's an old folks home type of thing, or maybe a living facility where they need possible help on site in case something happens, but you interact with them, because it seems that you also do some where you're maybe doing games with them and different things as well, but it's something that you really love and that you're very busy at. So I feel that you have a really great opportunity coming into the summertime. But it feels like that you don't stay, it doesn't feel like you don't stay completely not working till then. It feels like that you have some temporary stuff. So if there's some opportunity, keep putting the word out there and keep going to the places where that you think that they may need your help, and applying at those places. And if they say it's a temporary position, don't worry, because I feel like there's a lot of temporary type stuff, and then you hit this thing in the middle of summer that's really solid and you really love, but it seems like there's a lot of patients, not like just one or two. It seems like that you really bond with a lot of different people, okay? And also it seems like you may actually have a really good idea, because it kind of feels like you may actually get into management eventually of that type of industry, because it feels like you have some really good ideas of how to, I don't know if I want to say promote their health care, or you have some ideas on how to maybe help with Alzheimer's or help with different elderly patients that actually help them be better longer. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
So you have some really great ideas. And so what I would like to see you do in the meantime, before that job comes along, I would like to see you, don't just sit around, start putting these ideas in portfolio form almost, of some stuff that you've experienced and some plans that you have and what you see the effects are that these things that you have done or experienced with has helped these patients in a really great way, because I feel like somehow that gets you into a director-type position or a management-type position. Somebody's going to want to implement you into their program. And go to some of the bigger places and say, look, I have this amazing package that I put together that I want you to look at, that I can implement this program into your facility, and you're going to be giving them some amazing care from this. because somebody's going to bite on that. Okay?
Oh, okay. All right.
And I'm not even kidding, because that will come with a really good raise. So put that in form, because somebody's going to bite on that. I'm telling you, they are. It's some of the stuff that you have in your mind that you just think normal, and that, well, why wouldn't everybody know this? Put it down, because you're onto something.
Okay.
Okay.
I've had that thought all along, but I just don't know how to put it into place. So, okay, it's great. You should say that.
Start writing it down, what it is and the effects that it has, and how you've seen it, how you've seen it work, and how it benefits the patients. And start that way, kind of almost like if you're in school and you had to do a speech on it. Start that way, very basic, because you'll develop from there, okay? And then you'll go, hey, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do that. Have a couple friends read it that don't know anything about what, your industry, and see if they understand it and what that they think are good. I'm telling you, I just see this developing into something really neat for you. Okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank
Have
you
a wonderful
so much.
day.
You're
do
the
welcome.
same.
Mahalo.
Bye.
Pardon? Oh, okay. We have another caller, 714. Taking a minute to get you on the air. There you go, 714. Aloha.
Aloha. It's Nathaniel from California. How are you?
I'm doing great. Boy, you have a radio voice.
Well, thank you very much. I was hoping to see if you see anything in this new coming year for me.
And be a little bit more specific.
Okay, anything in career or a new home. Maybe.
Okay, let's see.
Are
you in any type of? Well, one of the things with careers I'm seeing is, are you in sales or commission sales or some type of selling of some sort now? Or are you going to that direction?
I've been remodeling my house, and I really can't stand realtors that much. So I've been thinking about trying to sell my house, because it seems like it just adds another person in there, and they have an agenda, and I just kind of want to sell the house,
Are you thinking of doing realtor stuff?
Well, yeah, actually I am, and I've remodeled the house.
Because I feel like I'm seeing sales with commission, which would be geared towards the realtor stuff, and I feel like that's coming up in your future, and that you would actually do really well at that. That you tend to sort of be natural at sales type stuff that has the go for that.
Okay, well, you could put 10% down, and we could talk more about it.
Yeah. But I feel that, because you have to do some stuff to get your licensing yet, or have you done that?
I'm just uncluttering the house and straightening up my life more, actually. Is that what you mean?
Okay. Check into the licensing thing, because I really think that you would love doing that, and you have a knack for that. You have a natural ability for that, and I know that you probably can't throw a stone without hitting a realtor in California, but I really think that you would get referrals, and it would be different, where you wouldn't be hinging your whole life on, I got to do this, but you would enjoy it so much that it would really bring stuff into your life. It would bring clients into your life. It would bring, you would just really enjoy it. You would really thrive in that. So I like that for you. And actually, I would start with your own home.
Yeah, because I kind of have to sell it now, and I really want to sell it. And it seems to reach out to anyone. They're going to want so much money, and I don't even know if they're going to really even be here, because I'll be here when people are, looking. I kind of want to call and make an appointment first and see if they qualify.
But you can come across very professionally and in a manner that people like to deal with. Sometimes they don't necessarily love to deal with homeowners because they're very attached and whatever. But with you tend to have a very professional presence, and you would selling the house. And I think that you would sell it just as fast, or maybe a little bit quicker, than any realtor that you had in there. So go ahead, and you're going to have success in selling it yourself. do that. But I'd like to see you check into the real estate license because I really think that you could do something with that. Okay?
Well, thank you very much. Have a happy New Year. Bye-bye.
You too. All right. Aloha. Okay, with everybody, thank you for the calls today. Please do the Facebook thing if you haven't done that. That's the Jennifer O'Neill site. I also have my Soul DNA page on Facebook and my website, jenniferopsychic.com. If you haven't got my book yet, it's Soul DNA on Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. And we will talk with you in the next couple of weeks. Everybody have a good week. Mahalo.
ET is Ryan Seacrest here. People always say it's good to unwind, but that's easier said than done. The exception, Chumba Casino. They actually make it easier done than said, or at least the same. Chumba Casino is an online social casino with hundreds of casino-style games like slots and blackjack. Play for fun. Play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sign up now and collect your free welcome bonus at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.